What is Studio Hagel? A short answer, we're a footwear design studio. We do ghost designs for all kind of brands all over the world. Either way, if it's like an inline shoe or like a runway sneaker or whatever, that's the thing that you can call us, and that's basically the thing that we do from concept to design all the way to development. We also, on the background, that thing that you don't see, mainly I'm known for is the sneaker experiments. What are the boundaries of a sneaker design? How far can you push a certain design? That's who Studio Hagel is. Yeah.
I know that in the beginning, brands did not want to let you design.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you overcome this?
Yeah, I think in a way being stubborn, right? So it's like I have a sales background, so I don't have like a fashion, a design study or a design background, but I believe that I could do it. I have like, a creative background, so, and I have a big interest also still in footwear and shoes. So the reason why I started the studio is because I couldn't get a job into footwear design. Nobody wanted to hire me. And once I started my studio, I was like, okay, now I need to get my sales skill, also use it in a good way.
Right.
Got coffee everywhere, grab a coffee with everyone. And then, being very consistent in, knocking on doors and try to get your feet somewhere in. And yeah, so that's how it sort of started.
A decade after,
Yeah.
you've truly like collaborated with so many people.
Yeah.
In the industry, you've collaborated with Puma.
Yeah.
With the great late Virgil Abloh.
Yep.
And so many other different brands. What was one of the things that was most valuable that you learned throughout this decade?
The thing that I learned the most, I think it's like stay close to the things that you like and also believe in yourself. And I know it's kind of a corny answer. I think it's kind of like an advice that you heard from other, industry people. But I think it's if you stay close to yourself, and every time and still, sometimes I'm in a process and I'm like, oh, I can't do this, like a very imposter syndrome. And then every time when I'm at that point, I'm like, okay, we need to stay close to ourselves, what we like, what we're good at. And if we do it, things will be all right. And I've been in multiple situations also with Virgil, but also with like other brands that I was like, I can't do this. That once I realized that, I'm like, okay, if I stay close to that, then everything will be all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's true. Just
And
what
sometimes
your gut is saying.
I guess so. Yeah. And sometimes the answers are so simple. And then I'm trying to find as well, like, okay, hey, maybe I should do like a different course or, getting in contact with different people or trying to get better at some. But in the end, it always like you have your own answer, and it's like stay close to yourself, do the things that you like, and
Yeah.
you'll get there.
How was it working with Virgil?
Amazing and hectic at the same time. He reached out and then he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do like a show in Florence, and do you want to make a shoe?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do a shoe." And then I hung up. I was like, "Shit, can I do that?" I'm not sure if I'm able to do. You started to panic, but I just accepted the challenge and I went for it. And yeah, in the beginning, I just started traditional drawing. And I think that's also one of those clear moments that I was like, okay, I'm starting drawing everything, send him over his sketches. And then he was like, yeah, I was thinking a bit more like this. And then he had like really rough Photoshops. And I was like, I can't do it. His ideas are already way better than mine. My girlfriend back then, she said to me like, hey, why are you drawing? He's asking you for your Maker's Monday style. So stay close to yourself and do the things why he asks you. And right. So I did it. And then, we ended up with an amazing shoe. And then after he was like, hey, you want to do the whole men's footwear collection?
Wow.
I was like, yeah, let's go for it. Like, and then again, I'm like, I can't do it. And that ride was hectic because I've never worked with a creative director before. And I've never experienced also how it is to exchange ideas and come to like a final design. So for me, everything was new and it was also very stressful at that moment.
Mm.
But looking back to it, I think it was also that year or 1.5 year, my learning curve went like straight through the roof. Crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy to hear that perspective of like, oh, I can't do this because, from my perspective, you've designed and made some of the craziest shoes I've
Yeah.
ever seen. Like, you've made the craziest Monstro I've
Yeah.
ever seen. It's
Yeah.
wild. How did this idea come about? Like, what was the thought process to make a shoe so wild?
So I think with every shoe that we make, we come up with a concept, right?
Right.
If it's a Maker Monday, or if we do more in like a runway project or so, we always come up with a concept. We also stay close about like what's the thing that that we think is interesting, right?
Mhm.
And um, with the Mostro also, obviously being, the Mostro is a monster. I just simply look back to like my childhood, what kind of cartoons I was looking. So I was looking at, at Ghostbusters, Power Rangers, Dungeons and Dragons, those kind of things. And there was always like a monster in there. That was like those were the craziest creatures ever, because, well, nobody's seen a monster. It could be whatever you want. That's like total creative freedom. And it's most of the time is like one thing they take and they just exaggerate, especially Power Rangers. Check out those monsters. We looked at the Mostro and we're like, okay, how can we make even a bigger monster out of it? And those spikes, that's the thing, that we can create even like a bigger monster out of it. So we were like, okay, we need to exaggerate that like big time.
Right.
And that's how we simply got like to that idea.
How were you able to get to that level of creative freedom? Like, because coming from this reality of like not even brands letting you design at all,
Yeah.
and then full creative freedom to do something so extreme.
I think that was the upside of no brand wanted to work with me. So at that point, I literally didn't have anything to do, right? So there was nothing to lose in that
Right.
way. So I could do whatever I want. And at one point, I was like, I'm literally going to do whatever I want. That was also, I think, 2017, 16, something like that, when Instagram got also a bit more popular, the heydays of Instagram.
Right.
And I just start sharing things,
Mhm.
like a rule, like, okay, it's never finished. I just like whatever, I like it. And then I realized like the more extreme I got, the more it was more eye catching also got, and the more, people also liked it. So I'm like, okay, if I have nothing to lose, if like that's like a way of having great fun and people are liking them, there are no losers in that kind of way. So
Yeah.
that kind of game. So I was like, yeah, go for it. And I think with the Makers Monday, it gives us a play field about, it's not a creative director that you work for, right? So there are no rules. And that kind of way, it's like total freedom.
Wow.
And that's also the moment that we realize, okay, if we're gonna do a thing like that, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the favorite monster that you've designed? Because you've designed several different.
On the Mostros, right? That's
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I the first one is like is a really good one. Yeah, I like that one a lot, because it was also, we came up with the idea, I think, within 20 minutes or so,
Wow.
or half an hour, and then it was like it was just on the tip of my tongue, and they're like, "Hey, let's go for it." It's straight from the heart, like, let's go from that, and everybody's, let's go. We teamed up with the 3D printers, right? That was from HP, the
Yeah.
3D printers. And they were like, yeah, man, let's go for it. So we're working with these, on a crazy idea with this insane professional 3D
Yeah.
printing company. I was also kind of a crazy. So yeah, yeah, that's definitely my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever try to wear them? And
No, it's not my size. No, no, no.
no.
If we had more time, because we had like a kind of like a moment, it's okay, this is the deadline that we do. I think we could even make it wearable.
Wow.
Because if you approach it more like a
Right.
football cleat also has like some points that you walk on it.
Mhm.
Then we could have made it even wearable, and you could stand on it. But now it's not wearable.
That's wild.
Yeah, yeah, that would have been crazy. Maybe we should still do it.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit lower spikes. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a art piece in itself.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah. What's your favorites?
yeah, probably those. I mean, I think the ballerinas that you made were also pretty cool.
Yeah,
But those are just so so wild to me that, because there's no, like, for me, when I see something that I don't even understand what the reference is,
Yeah.
it's very, like, captivating
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because, you know, everything in a way has a reference of, you know, what inspired it in
Yeah.
a way, in a sense, but you see a shoe like this and it's no almost, I couldn't at least, grasp what the reference.
Yeah.
Now I understand that, yeah, it comes from cartoons and
Yeah.
it makes sense, but, uh, it feels so fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ballerina one was also a funny one because we started originally with the idea about you want to make a water shoe, right? And it's a classic water sandal.
Right.
And then, we were messing around with that particular shoe and then we cut it all open. And at one point I was wearing it and looking at it like, what if we would just make a ballerina?
Right.
Totally different idea. So we also give ourselves the creative freedom to do within the process also to pivot it to a different way. And yeah, that's also, I like that one as well. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you this is, something the community asked, do you have a favorite thing that you've ever designed?
I think, you know, obviously my favorite thing is still a sneaker. And it's kind of, again, it's an obvious one, but thinking about that, we're doing it already for 10 years.
Yeah.
And we're still not done. It's kind of obvious that that sneaker is like the thing that I like the most. And
Mhm.
it's an interesting one because in a way sneakers are still evolving, so it's,
Yeah.
it's getting in that kind of a way interesting. But also we get inspiration also from outside of sneakers, right? So you have like, let's say on 3D printing, you have like all kind of new techniques
Right.
on all different kind of materials. You also have like also a new evolution or new techniques, and that's always the thing that we look at. And yeah, until today, there are like still new things that we can come up with.
So would you say it's like Studio Hagel in itself is the favorite thing that you've designed
Guess
in
so.
the sense of
Yeah, 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 yeah.
all of the
Guess so.
footwear under it?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's the answer. Yeah, because when I started, I never would imagine that we would like you working with these brands and get on a level and working with a team and everything.
Yeah.
So I think, and also the team and also what the studio is, and also becoming more a brand. In a way, that's also designing. It's kind of like almost like a living organism, right? So it's getting into a direction. If you look back, like to the first year, it was like me with a MacBook, and that was it. And now we have like a space, and we have like a whole sneaker wall, and we have a team and everything. So yeah, it's only getting more and more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Well, one of the things that, the community also asked is, um, specifically, how were you able to build such a supportive community? Because, I mean, obviously, you won out of, these 4 different brands.
Yeah.
We've put it out there for the community to select, and it seemed like your community just flooded, uh, the comment section. It was like just haggle
Amazing.
is
Yeah.
the interview that we need.
First of all, I'm very happy with that, right?
Yeah.
And it's also not like a planned thing that I did. So building a community like that,
Yeah.
and I have a feeling that we can do even more for the community than we're doing until now. Us as a studio and me as a person building the whole studio, we had like I'm a kind of a sincere person, so and I'm a quite also stable personality, right? So if I see you right now over here, I always try to be as friendly as possible. And also, I'm the same guy to you and to the person into the supermarket that I bump into there, right? So,
Right.
and that's always like a sincere kind of way of being me and also having a conversation with everyone. And I think that's also the same thing with the community. It's not like, at Paris Fashion Week, like last time also we did with Puma, the event. Even people like, hey, can I come over? For sure, come over, and then have like a small talk. It's as easy as that, right? And and I think it's like and we're not trying to be cool, and we're not trying to be like arrogant or something like that. And that's with the whole team. It's a very sincere thing. We're interested, right? We're like
Yeah.
we're in conversation also with our community. Either way, if it's like through Instagram, like in real life, or we even have like a WhatsApp group where we discuss all these different kind of things.
Right.
And
It's the energy, how you approach it.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess so. And it's a really organic kind of thing. And also, and yeah, to be sincere, that's also an important part.
Yeah, that's I think the best way, and I mean, you definitely see it throughout these 10 years.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And also, right, if it's like the king or like
Yeah.
the guy walking on the street somewhere, like I don't know, it's a simple thing. Be friendly with everyone. So, and I think that's also the way how you can be very approachable and everything. So.
What's next for Studio Hagel? Is there uh yeah, something that you're working on that you want to let the people know?
Yeah, well, I think it's also relates a bit more to the question that you asked earlier about the community. I think if you look back to the past 10 years, we were very on the background, right? So it's more like, okay, the only thing you saw was my hand because I was holding the shoe, right? And I think we want to be a bit more tangible, a bit more. The community also can get in touch a bit more with what we do, who we are, and what we're bringing out. So basically, for the 10th anniversary, that's like the moment that I said, okay, we need to do something that the whole community or everybody is interested. I don't care who it is, as long i- if you're interested, say, hey, it's cool, come over, and we want to do like an exhibition with all the Makers Mondays that we've ever done, including also the Mostros and everything. And that's actually the first time that we show these Makers Mondays in a physical real life exhibition. And
Bringing out the whole archive.
the whole archive, we did like more than 120 of these Makers Mondays, and even the failures, like the horrible things we did in the beginning, or you want to bring everything, and also showing like that's the thing that like we did all this stuff to get to this point. um but that's, I think, for me, the way how the thought behind is like that's also the point that they can step into like a Hegel world.
Mhm.
Whereas we're going to do workshops, you can meet the team, we're going to throw a party, you can visit the exhibition. And from there, I want to also release more products, do more workshops, and more like community based kind of events. I'm not saying every week, but getting more in touch, getting a bit more tangible. And that's the thing that I want to get into more. Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Um, well, thank you so much for doing this.